late game, if you will. But we are in Phoenix, Arizona, really surprise Arizona, just outside of Phoenix, as Lyon College and the Scots getting ready to take on a new conference opponent in the Ottawa Spirit. This is the Coach Casey Creehan Show, a service of the Lyon College Kilted Army. Get your season passes. Just go on to lionscots.com, click on the icon there, and support your Scots in all sports, not just football, too. Right, Coach?
That's sports. Right, all sports.
All sports. Well, Coach, Arizona Christian last week, the Firestorm came in to open up the Pioneer Stadium at home. It had to be nice to play a game at home, really.
It was. It was good to get in front of the Batesville crowd. I was looking forward to my first opportunity to do that.
And a team that we typically, well, just got to say it, we've gotten blown out in years past. They usually typically have a high-powered offense, and coming into the first part of the game, they were averaging 650-plus yards out of the first couple games. Their quarterback had almost 1,000 yards in the air, and our defense held them to less than 350 total yards of offense.
Yeah, I mean, our kids played hard, and we did make, our share of mistakes, and, obviously we lost the game. So at the end of the day, it wasn't good enough. But that's not to offset a lot of the really great efforts that we had from some of our guys. But we're a young defense, and we're continuing to learn and grow, and we're just hopefully going to get a little bit better every week.
Well, Coach, I know one thing, a lot of times, when your defense steps up like they did, I mean, yes, you're really proud of them, but they had to. Your offense kind of set them up a little bit. We had some opportunities to go down and make some plays, and we get some interesting penalties or make a mistake there, and the defense comes right back on the field.
Yeah, that happened a few times, but at the end of the day, our offense scored enough points to win, and their offense had the ball, and we had the lead late in the game, and we didn't hold on to the lead, and. We had a couple unfortunate penalties that extended the drive and gave them their final touchdown. You just can't do that. We were off the field on 4th and 4 and got a holding foul and gave them new life again, and then they were able to punch it in. So you got to close the deal. A great defense closes it out in that situation.
We had a couple of really good performances by a couple of offensive guys. Demetrius Red Scott, again, 95-yarder on one play. I mean, he's really turning into a good player for your squad.
He is. He's dynamic. He's a playmaker. He's just a great all-around guy, great student athlete, and we're blessed to have him.
Now, do we have a quarterback now, or are you still looking at a combination of the three quarterbacks? And Spencer Childress came on, and I thought really controlled the flow of the game and managed very well.
He did. Spencer played well, and it was his first start, and we were proud of his efforts. Obviously, we're all human and we all make mistakes, and so did he in that game. We still feel good that we have three quarterbacks that we can put in the game and feel good about, but like I've told them all from the beginning, if a guy's playing well, he's going to play more. And at this point, Spencer showed that he deserves to have a chance to play a little more at this point.
Let's take a quick timeout, Coach, and we'll talk about us for a little bit, how Lyon College has gone in practice and what we need to do going into this next conference game. We'll be back in 2 minutes here on 93 KZLA. Lyon College football is on the road, and yes, it is a late game. Coach Casey Creehan Show, a service of the Lyon College Kilted Army. Get those season passes and become a member. Support our Lyon College student athletes. lionscots.com. Coach, this is a late game. I mean, in Arizona it's 7 o'clock, so a typical start time on a Saturday, but back home it's after 9.
Right, yeah. Well, one of the things we're going to try and do with the guys when we get there is tomorrow night get them moving around a little bit so they're ready for it on Saturday. Lucky for us, it's only a 2-hour time change and not a 3, but we definitely have to have our body clocks right to play that late of a game.
Tell us what kind of things you've done this week in practice to help prepare for this game.
Well, first and foremost, they have a really dynamic offense. They put 56 points up on Langston 2 weeks ago, and then last week they put, I believe it was 35 up on Oklahoma Panhandle. So, they're really talented offensively. They have a quarterback that's very accurate, throws the deep ball well, and then they have a running back that's like a Darren Sproles type kid that's really fast out in the backfield that they'll try and get the ball to him and on the flat and some deeper throws and some things like that, and then obviously through the running game. They're very balanced and they're very well coached. They do a really good job on the offensive side, everywhere, but especially the offensive side of the ball. And then their defense, they play good sound defense, but they throw just enough spice in there to make you work, and they mix it up on you. So we definitely have our work cut out for us, and they're a good football team and a lot of really talented athletes.
You were telling us off the air just a moment ago a little bit about how Arizona Christian, they'll come and kind of have the same personnel type set, but Ottawa likes to kind of move it around the backfield.
They do. They have a player on their team that's a wide receiver, and he's a bigger body, so they'll put him down as a tight end at times. So you'll think one personnel's in the game, and then all of a sudden they'll line up in a formation that's foreign to that personnel group, if that makes sense, because that guy is so versatile. He can play down as a tight end, or he can flex out and play as a wide receiver.
Has the defensive coordinator lost any sleep over this week?
Let's just say I haven't slept great in the last little while. So hopefully that I have confidence in our kids, and hopefully we go out and execute.
Talking about confidence for a moment, Coach, in the overtime period against Arizona Christian, Nacho, he missed a couple. How is his confidence right now leading into this next conference game?
Well, there's no kicker I'd rather have than Nacho. And, he missed the one at the end of regulation, and it was a long one. It was, I think, 54 yards. And the unfortunate thing is we threw a little out route to the sidelines and dropped it on the play before that. It would have probably given us a 6 or 7 yard gain. And had we been able to make that play, I think Nacho boots that field goal in regulation, because as we all saw, he didn't miss it by much, and it was a long one. And then the one in overtime, he kind of pulled it to his left a little bit. We had some pressure on the play. I didn't like our protection. I think that affected his kick a little bit. Obviously, we have to do a better job from the protection standpoint on that field goal team to keep him clean.
Let's talk about some keys to the game coming up here in just a moment. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back. More of the Coach Casey Creehan Show here on 93 KZLA. Welcome back to the Coach Casey Creehan Show from Surprise, Arizona. Conference action is coming your way. We take on the Ottawa Spirit here in just a moment. The pregame show, a service of the Lyon College Kilted Army. Become an athletic booster for any of the Lyon College sports that we have on campus, and you can do that today at lionscots.com. Don't forget, with your membership, season passes are available. Season tickets are available with that as well. And all those proceeds do go back to our athletic programs to help them, whether they go on trips like we are tonight, Coach, or just to do whatever they need as a program.
Yes.
Absolutely. Now, the long trip, Coach, we're on a plane. Some of these kids may have not have ever flown before like this too. Has that been in the minds of any of these kids, or have you even really noticed this week?
We haven't really talked about that per se. One thing we have talked about is, we're playing out in a desert type environment, and we are also flying. So we have to do a great job of hydrating this week, because when you fly on a plane, that's going to dehydrate you a little bit, and then obviously playing in that kind of climate. So we have to do a great job of hydrating and to avoid those late in the game cramps.
Well, Coach, what do you think, in your opinion, right now, are the keys to the game for a win?
Number one, we have to take care of the football. I mean, that's first and foremost in any game, is you have to win the turnover battle. And then secondly is you have to eliminate all unnecessary penalties. And what I mean by that is pre-snap penalties and, losing your temper type penalties, the stuff we can control. Now, obviously, you're going to get, in-action penalties from time to time because guys are just trying hard and trying to make a play, and, their technique lacks and, things happen. But we have to eliminate the penalties that we can control, mainly the pre-snap penalties.
Tell us a little bit, Coach, if you don't mind, about your coaching staff here real quick. We haven't really mentioned them a lot up until this point, too. It is an all-new coaching staff coming on, and some of the guys that were here having to get to understand new personalities, new styles, and things like that. How has the team kind of transitioned from their mindset last year into this year with an all new staff?
Well, I can't speak for what their mindset was like a year ago, but I can speak for what they've done so far, and they've been attentive, they've been coachable. I usually use the word professional. I don't want to say professional, but that really is a good word to describe how they've been and how their demeanor's been. They've taken copious notes, and they've been good students of the game. They want to win. They want to be coached. And so we have great student athletes here, and I feel very fortunate to be able to coach them.
Well, what about your coaching staff too? How have they acclimated coming into Batesville? Some of them may have been somewhere else. Kent was up in the CFL
Right.
too, and how have they kind of transitioned into NAIA football at Lyon College?
Well, the biggest thing is how this community has embraced us. We go places all the time, whether it be as a staff or a few guys together, and the people in this town have just been so great in welcoming us to this community, and from a personal standpoint, they have with me and my family as well. So the coaching staff loves Batesville and loves Lyon College, and obviously the direction that our president has taken this institution is we just love being a part of his team.
Well, and Coach, I hope that translates into a W tonight as well. I don't know how it will, but they say that if you get in the right mindset, all things fall into place after that. So it sounds like you got your team going in the right direction with a great staff there.
Well, I appreciate it, and you're right about the mindset. And one of the things we have to do is play with confidence from the beginning to the end, because confident teams are going to play well. And I thought last week we went out at the first drive of the game defensively and did not play with confidence. We have to realize that we can play with anybody, and we need to go out and with a little swagger right off the jump.
Coach Casey Creehan Show, a service of the Lyon College Kilted Army. Coach, let's bring home a W.
Yes, sir.